see if I can react to another video again. I'll try to react to another video again. Give me a moment. Okay. Okay. What other video can I react to? I put some videos here to watch later. Okay. Conor McGregor. Let me try to watch this one.
Das ist eine Werbung für ein Kommunikationstool namens Superchat. So sieht es aus und so fühlt es sich.
So, ich zeig dir jetzt mal, wie man mit Kunden spricht.
Ach, nicht nötig. Ich nutze Superchat. Ich schicke eine schnelle WhatsApp und das war's.
Okay guys, I'm going to react to another video again. One more video, then we will leave it from there. One more video. So the one that I have in mind is this video that I also came across, and then I put it on my watch later list. So it says the streets the streets taught him to knock them out. Kimbo Slice and his Insane MMA Career. So another MMA fighter, like Kimbo Slice. Without wasting my time, let's get into it.
At the dawn of the 2000s, videos with Kimbo Slice blew up the internet, elevating the black-bearded giant to the king of the web brawler status. Having made it out of the ghetto, he burst onto the MMA scene and continued to crack chins, now on a professional level.
He's taking his back.
His whole life story resembled an action-packed Hollywood blockbuster with a tragic ending. Today we look back at Kimbo's journey from backyard slobber knockers to global superstardom.
Right across the jaw. The
Fine, baby. That's it. Trey, I love you, boy. Fucking thing to love you, boy.
Kevin Ferguson was born in the winter of 1974 in the Bahamas. As a child, he moved to the United States with his family and found a new home in Florida. The future neighborhood menace grew up in a poverty-stricken Miami suburb, surrounded by crime from an early age.
You know, the neighborhood it was rough. You know, people was dying. You know, you go out to take out the garbage, you would go around the corner and you would see a foot, and then you just throw the garbage in the dumpster and run back upstairs. And hey, man, just, you know.
Kimbo, as his friends called him, was often bullied by peers since moving to the U.S. Classmates laughed at his accent, and the cockiest ones would even try to steal his lunch. Fighting back was the only option.
If you want respect, you gotta give respect. And that's what I taught him. Don't let them talk to you any kind of way, and when you're talking to them, you gotta look them straight in the eye. Show them that you're not afraid of he is not.
His mama seems like she's from the hoods, man. She's from the hood. Yeah, you gotta ask for the respect. Don't let them talk to you anyhow.
Not afraid. That is one child, he's not afraid.
In middle school, he met Mike Ember. The teenagers quickly turned into best buds. Kimbo already weighed north of 200 pounds, was considered the toughest guy in school, and would stand up for his friend in any situation.
Had a bond where, you know, if I ever needed anything, he was always there, and I did need him. And, you know, so when I was younger and I wasn't developed, I was getting beat up. And he said, you know, that was one thing that I wanted to make sure didn't happen to anybody that I knew.
Chasing the goal of becoming a football player, in high school, Kimbo moved closer to downtown Miami. By his senior year, he was one of the biggest prospects from the East Coast. But nature itself spoiled the youngster's plans. In August 1992, Hurricane Andrew hit South Florida. The 165-mile-per-hour winds shattered entire city blocks to pieces, leaving some 170,000 people homeless. Among them was Kimbo, who was forced to live in a car for the next month. The school football season was
Oh no, these kind of natural disasters are very common in the United States. Like where I came from, like in Africa, it's not so common to see things like this. Like hurricane, I have never seen any of it. Where I came from, volcanic eruptions, never seen one. Tornadoes, never seen one. But it's quite common in these areas of the United
canceled.
States.
A year later, the future internet sensation entered the University of Miami, where he stayed for 1 semester only due to a modest scholarship. After quitting higher education, he tried out for the NFL, but couldn't secure a spot on the Miami Dolphins' first team. Saying goodbye to his childhood dream, Kimbo would turn to the city streets to make money. He washed cars by day and worked as a bouncer at a strip club by night. 2 years had passed in this manner, until one day he stumbled upon his old friend. In the early 2000s, Mike Imber was a producer for an adult film production company. Learning about Kimbo's situation, he offered his old pal a job. From then on, the big man drove exhausted actresses around in a limo and guarded the film set. It brought some financial security, but as a young father, Kevin had to provide for his family. He once again turned to Mike, whose resourceful mind generated a brilliant idea. Imber, who had never seen his friend defeated in a scuffle, devised a simple yet genius plan. They would drive around the city, challenging local fighters. One would take bets, and the other would beat the crap out of anyone who had the guts to step up. The scheme worked wonderfully.
And as a child, when we grow up, you know, we never know where life is gonna take us. You know, it's crazy, man. The journey that some of us take to get where we're gonna get. Like when you are a child, you have so many dreams. Like I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a lawyer, I'm gonna be this, I'm gonna be that. But some of us, you know, it turns out quite great, and some no. It's life teaches you a great lesson. You know, it teaches you painful ones, you know, happy ones, and it's crazy.
And Kimbo's biggest talent was put to use effectively.
In every neighborhood, in every city, there's a guy who's always a tough guy. There's always a bully. There's always someone who just, you know what I'm saying? You know, he feels like he has a point to prove. He'll walk around with a chip on his shoulder. And, you know, I don't like them type of guys. You know what I'm saying?
Initially, everything was done behind closed doors, until Mike decided to hire a cameraman. Kimbo's first fight recorded on tape was against a guy called Big D, a 260-pound thug who had recently been released from prison. Kimbo jumped into the fight right away. Frustrated by the lack of resistance, he decided to cheer up his opponent.
Oh, shit.
After another...
Hey, Kimbo is a psycho, man.
fall, Big D asked for a break and received a polite refusal. Kimbo gracefully cosplayed Tyson and placed a tight hook.
Oh, shit.
Which was the last straw.
What's up? Chill, dog. I'm sleeping on.
Imber posted the video on his website. It eventually ended up on YouTube and quickly gained millions of views. When Big D's cut-up face made rounds on the net, Kimbo was dubbed Slice. Soon the whole world would know the slugger from Miami by that name.
Kimbo Slice.
Kimbo continued to roam around the neighborhood, starching one tough guy after
Man,
another.
he's big.
The Colossus was terrifying in appearance, and most daredevils couldn't last even 3 minutes against him. Slice would have 2 or 3 scuffles at a time, resulting in multiple immobilized bodies.
Oh my God.
I was in the ring too. Hit him, Kevin. Hit him, Kevin. I don't think nobody would want to go in the ring with him. I know I wouldn't.
Mama.
With Kimbo appeared regularly, each time getting more views.
They are always there for their boys, man. Respect to all the moms out there, like always there through the hard times, man, making sure that you're okay.
Back when the concept of video blogging was in its infancy, the Bahamian native was one of the first to gain the status of a YouTube star. On the wave of bursting popularity, Slice decided to expand the Street League.
Kimbo one day said, I'm tired of coming to these things and I'm the only one fighting. He's like, when I come, after I fight, I want to watch some fights. He's like, I got the perfect kid.
The guy in question turned out to be 18-year-old Jorge Masvidal. The frail youngster was put up against an undefeated heavyweight, but Jorge wasn't bothered in the slightest. The recording would subsequently pave the way for him to the highest echelons of MMA.
Like, hey, you want to fight in a couple hours? I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. I never thought it would generate the millions and millions of views that it's generated. It's one of the biggest fights that most people recognize me for still to this day.
Oh, you heard it right there.
Warriors, man. Whatever it takes. It's all about this. You gotta love this.
The unbeaten Kimbo gained the status of the street fighting king. He had been seeking a worthy challenge for a while and finally got what he wanted. Police officer Sean Cannon Gannon was a 6-time Golden Gloves boxing champion. What
the fuck? The police officer came to... The police officer, what's up with you, man?
a bit of MMA experience. The parties agreed to a no time limit war, and the knockdown count was supposed to be 30 seconds. Kimbo kicked things off briskly.
Come on, Sean!
Sean survived the assault and delivered a counter. The guillotine attempt infuriated Slice's corner, while the subsequent takedown angered Gannon's friends.
Whoa, there are other police officers there. They're trying to support their colleague.
Returning to the feet, visibly tired, Kimbo kept trying to find the enemy's chin. The policeman was mixing it up to the body and the head. They were both very depleted, but refused to stop throwing heavy leather.
Oh my god. Bro, look at his face, man. It's swollen. Look at his face, man.
7 minutes in, Sean uncorked an unexpected series of elbows.
Oh my god.
Kimbo managed to get up, only to collapse on the ground from exhaustion in a matter of seconds.
Tired. Oh my god.
Slice defied gravity again, but there was no point in continuing. Kimbo lost for the first time, although you wouldn't.
Man, Kimbo is a born fighter. He just lacked training, skill, he's not a skilled fighter, and it seems like the stamina also is not there. The police officer have more stamina than him. Look at his face, bro.
Have guessed it by looking at Shannon's face. The brawl against a competent opponent with a combat sports background exposed the gaps in Kimbo's style, yet his spirit was unquestionable. Meanwhile, a video titled Kimbo Slice vs. Police Officer went viral. It amassed over 10 million views across various platforms, surpassing any MMA content that year. Professional promoters previously preferred to ignore Slice, but now the struggle for the street fighter has unfolded. Ever since Kimbo's name first gained notoriety, rumors about his possible transition to MMA started spreading. It came to fruition in the summer of 2007, when news broke out that the 33-year-old Slice would make his debut in the nascent Cage Fury Fighting Championship. The adversary was none other than a true boxing legend, Olympic gold medalist and former WBO champion Ray Mercer.
I got one thing to say, man. I'm gonna break you both.
My day is good. My day is good, guys.
Fans to the TV screens, Kimbo was not going to take up much of their time. Slice pinned the prey to the fence and unleashed fury in the clinch. After a bunch of elbows, he punched the body and hit a double leg. The boxer pulled off a sweep and found himself trapped in a tight guillotine. In a span of 90 seconds in the cage, Kimbo earned $80,000.
Hello, guys.
An amount that many UFC mainstays could only dream of.
Welcome to my channel,
he was
man.
able to adjust his style to MMA and deserves to be called a mixed martial artist. Meanwhile, Slice's appearance on TV provided an unknown organization with exorbitant ratings, confirming the Bahamian's limitless star potential. It was just the beginning.
So I beat Ray Mercer in 1 minute and 27 seconds, and I was a 10-1 underdog. With me dedicating myself to it and committing myself to something, I proved that to myself that I can do this. My future was born from that.
After a spectacular debut, Kimbo was approached by the management of Elite XC. At that time, it was one of the fastest growing promotions in the United States. In his first bout under their banner, Slice faced the seasoned veteran, Bo Cantrell.
How you guys doing, man?
And that's it. So mind you, here's our guy who his first fight's against Mercer and his second fight's against a guy who has 20 fights. And I was concerned about it. He never was.
Oh, not right now. I'm streaming.
Kimbo went on the hunt. He steered the victim into an ambush and pulled the trigger.
But I would like to link up to see what you offer, man.
A rear hand uppercut to the body, followed by an elbow to the head.
I'm from the Gambia, but I'm living in Germany right now.
The Bahamian got the job done in 19 seconds, and at the same time helped the rival discover his talent for drumming. Now showered with attention, Kimbo needed a...
Man, Kimbo is a fighter, man. He's a fighter. If he had skills and he started training from the young age, man, I don't see anyone stopping this guy. He's big, he's strong, he's fierce.
A unique challenge. Tank Abbott was a former street fighter himself and had successfully turned it into a UFC career.
I don't have a Discord, but I am going to create it very soon.
No holds barred, but had lost his step by the time he met Slice. In a chaotic start, Kimbo landed a couple of bombs and hit the back of the head, chasing the finish.
Yes, please, suggest it to me.
As soon as the contest continued, someone's mouth guard was found on the canvas.
Suggest it to me, please.
Before the ref had time to figure out what was happening, Slice had already thrown it into the crowd.
My IG is...
When they finally re-engaged, Kimbo went into berserker mode.
They actually touched gloves.
Okay. Hello, Germany. Gee. Hello, how are you doing? Is it Senpainova? Is it Senpainova? I'm not sure if that's the pronunciation. Yes, I'm going to type in my IG here. Okay. Oh, that's great. That's great. How are you? Where are you from?
The kill shot blasted Tank's head.
Another right across the jaw. The third one's the charm. Kimbo Slice.
AMS 919. AMS 9119. Yeah, that's my IG. You have it there. Oh, you are from the UK. Nice. Nice. Nice to meet you, man. And thank you for stopping by, you know. It's been quite lonely here, you know.
The timer froze at 43 seconds, putting a stamp on one of the most brutal annihilations of the year.
Right across the jaw. The third one's
In early 2008, Elite XC signed
Kimbo Slice. Okay, I will accept it. I want you to complete this stream here. Then I will accept it for sure. I would follow you. And Ariana Davis. Ariana Davis, how are you?
a deal with CBS, one of the largest TV networks in the USA. For the first time, MMA was going to be broadcast on free television in prime time. Kimbo was entrusted to headline the historic event, opposite a former Pride FC veteran, James Thompson. James declined a game of chance on the feet and leaned into his wrestling.
I followed you back, Ariana.
Halfway through round two, Kimbo got a chance to load up.
Oh my God.
But was grounded again shortly after.
Man, Kimbo's wrestling skills are zero, bro. Man, he's big, but they just take him down like so easy.
Losing on the scorecards at the start of the final stretch, Slice delivered an overhand.
Yes, I accepted your follow, man. I accepted it.
Negated the attempt and uncorked the finishing flurry. The Brit wanted to eat the referee alive, but this 1,000-yard stare spoke for itself. The main event of the evening attracted 6.5 million people to the
Okay,
screen,
let me check, man.
In television history. The same Kimbo Slice who brawled in the backyards of Miami has now turned into one of the biggest attractions in the sport.
Okay, Ariana, I will check them out and I will leave you a message, man.
But he received a cut hours before the bout.
Give me time to check them out, and then I will leave you a message on IG.
A former UFC fighter and a black belt in karate and BJJ.
Right. Thanks a lot, man. All right, have a good day, you too. Take care.
He got welcomed with a fist to the face. Considering Petrozelli's resume, many hardcore fans predicted Slice's defeat, perhaps in a slightly more competitive manner. Kimbo's consolation prize was $500,000 for 14 seconds in the cage. The result upset the Elite XC bosses, but the worst was yet to come. Subsequent to the bout, Petrozelli admitted that the organization had offered him extra money to keep the fight standing. A scandal flared up, and Dana White had a field day with it.
Oh yeah, I'm reading your chat, man.
Their main asset losing and problems with the broadcaster arising.
I'm reading your chat. How are you?
Bankrupt.
Did you also send me a message on IG?
No one has tried to belittle the street fighter more than
okay.
White. The UFC president called
That's good.
the toughest guy at the barbecue and believed that Elite XC events were pulling the sport back into the 90s. But as soon as the Bahamian was no longer under contract, White changed his mind.
It's just a random day.
Sorry, I did not receive any message. Is
the last call you would ever,
on IG, sorry.
I'm like, I'm actually not so surprised, pretty fucking bright, and there's something there with him.
I did not receive any message on IG.
Season of The Ultimate Fighter, and was even granted a separate presentation.
What's up, Kimbo?
What's up, D-Dog?
Jump in line there.
Yes. At the opening stage, he was matched up against Roy Nelson, a gut with a wicked punch, who never missed a lunge. Man. Nelson did not tempt fate by exchanging on the feet.
Oh my God.
And exploited the opponent's obvious lack of ground game.
Man, Kimbo Slice cannot wrestle at all. He cannot wrestle at all. CHAR LO _. If I'm sorry, I couldn't find your account, man. Okay. Boy, how old are you? How old are you? You seem to be a kid, man.
Fight's done.
He would go on to win the entire season. And establish himself in the UFC for years to come. Kimbo, on the other hand, did not leave the show right away. He trained with the contestants.
Oh, Salad. I'm asking Salad.
As well as friends.
You don't meet Kimbo Slice and not like Kimbo Slice. He was the nicest guy in the world. So obviously once he started to gain some rapport with the other fighters and started to train with them, they respected his work ethic, what a good teammate he was. Everybody liked Kimbo when he left tough.
Kimbo's appearance on the
What
Ultimate
did you-
Fighter brought
what did you ask?
views,
I did not-
which
I did
prompted
not-
the UFC to give him a second chance. In his debut, he faced a middle-of-the-road
I
striker,
said I did not receive
Slice
I did not
hunted for the
receive
chin in his
any
usual
message
style.
from you on Instagram.
start to really move forward, Joe. Nice jab by Kimbo.
I did not receive any message.
Wrestling department.
Houston, yep. He's taking his back.
Oh, yeah.
He gave his opponent a proper beating on the canvas.
I follow football. I don't play football, but I do follow football. A lot. The Premier League, to be specific. I support I support Arsenal. Which team did you support?
The ground game, if he was going to be a true MMA.
Until he lost the position.
Alexander's up.
In the third round, Alexander went on the offensive.
Alexander has one punch knockout power.
Okay, what do you mean? Arsenal is a great team, man. Ah, man, Chelsea. Well, they did good this last season. Not last season. They win the Club World Cup and they did good. But Arsenal is a better club. Sorry.
We've seen that before. Here's what.
And soon dropped the Bahamian.
Oh, that was a good one. Huge kick. That's the one we talked about. That was a big shot.
The ending wasn't easy.
Both guys are so tired, Mike. Look how slow these punches are coming. Oh, big elbow by Houston.
But Kimbo didn't let the fight slip away.
I know, right? You win more trophies than Arsenal. I know. But you didn't do so well do so well last season, so we actually did better than you. Maybe the Club World Cup came to save you and all that. Let's see what happened during this season. You see our signings last night. We get Eze from this place, Crystal Palace. Yeah, I like that one. I like that signing, you know. No, he's not going to flop. Eucharist is not going to flop, man. He's not going to flop. You just wait and see. He's going to surprise a lot of people. No. No Nuno Mendes, man. No Nuno Mendes. Joe Pedro, he was lucky and he scored those 2 goals during the Club World Cup final. You were lucky. He was lucky, but wait and see when the Premier League starts. He's not going to do any good. Oh, thank you so much, Charlotte. I saw your yeah, I followed you back, Charlotte. Thanks for stopping by. You think sure? Okay, you think sure? Man, let me finish reacting to this video, man. Okay, let me finish reacting to this video, man. Kimbo Slice.
Wow. 5 months after the hard-earned victory, he faced Matt Mitrione, whom he knew from their time on top.
Do you guys
Kimbo
watch
surprised Mitrione
watch
in the early
UFC?
going with an explosive takedown. But got stuck in a triangle.
Okay.
Only his innate power helped him escape the strangle.
I love UFC.
Matt implemented some low kicks.
Nice, they're heavy. Again. Mitrione looking to finish.
Forcing Slice to shoot for the legs again.
Kimbo's a tough warrior, man.
Ending up on top, Mitrione took mount and sealed the deal.
And Mitrione's arms are exhausted here. It's shown. It's all over!
Kimbo had the courage to compete in the world's strongest league, but was clearly outmatched by elite athletes in terms of skill. No matter how hard he tried to make up for that deficit, the Street Fighter couldn't keep up with the true pros. Following the defeat, Slice was released from his contract.
Oh no, man.
After leaving the UFC, 36-year-old Kimbo decided to venture into professional boxing before it became mainstream.
Man,
Slice performed in smaller events.
I love MMA. It's very nice. You should watch some videos online and see.
After 3 years of boxing, the Bahamian hung up the big gloves.
It is cool.
The main
It
reason
is
for the
cool.
departure was Kimbo's desire to spend more time with his loved ones. Despite his ruthless demeanor inside the cage, outside of it, Slice was always a family man.
There's a lot of them. My first oldest son, Kevin Jr., then my second oldest son, Kevin II, then my oldest daughter, Kevina, then my second oldest daughter, Kiera, and then my third oldest son, Kevlar, my third youngest daughter, Cassandra, my sons.
Kimbo have been very busy, man. That's a lot of kids, man. Okay, he have been very busy.
Baby's mom, Kiana, my little grandson, Kevin III, and we have a dog named.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Brought up in the ghetto, Kimbo sought to give them everything that he himself was deprived
Man,
of.
your handle is crazy.
Priority in life, although the former Street Fighter's methods of education were unorthodox.
Well, who's that texting me?
Keytrick.
Yes, he did. He did have a lot of kids, man.
Right, he's taller than you, right? He like 6'3".
Oh, I like big niggas. I like to drop big niggas.
No,
what's up, man?
No,
Is
right
it ha 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 ha? I'm 97.
After a 2.5-year hiatus, Kimbo's fists grew itchy. In 2015, he announced his return to MMA by signing a long-term deal with Bellator.
It's the fight fans want.
Yes. I'm reading chats, man.
Veteran Ken Shamrock. They had unfinished business since their days in Elite MC.
Your handle name is what? Ha 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 ha.
Shamrock landed a takedown at the outset.
Level change, the single leg and hit by Shamrock.
And went for his signature move.
It's under the net. That is tight.
But couldn't break the Bahamian. And during the assault, Slice got back up and issued a retirement check for the vet.
Slice back to his feet and unloading with the right hand. It was all Ken Shamrock, now all Kimbo Slice.
Oh boy, he's gonna win.
Having secured his first MMA win in 5 years, Kimbo faced Dada 5000, another street fighting alumnus whom he knew from their Miami Scraps days. Both former neighborhood tough guys gassed out on their way to the cage.
Right down to his hip.
The bout was fought under the rules of oxygen deprivation.
Dada.
Nonetheless, Slice proved to be the fresher of the two.
Can't even get his hands up anymore. Kimbo gets out of his way and he's gonna fall. Dada has no idea where he is. And that's the ground.
The veterans' showdown clearly didn't live up to nostalgic expectations. Nevertheless, in his first Bellator bout, Kimbo drew over 2 million viewers to their screens. And in his next outing, he pushed the metric to 2.5 million, setting a promotion record that stands to this day. After all those years, Kimbo Slice was still a superstar. In the summer of 2016, he was preparing to step into the
Kimbo
Bellator
Slice
cage
is
for the
a
third time. But a month
superstar.
before the event, his health seriously deteriorated. The doctors diagnosed him with heart failure. The slugger's
man,
situation
that's
worsened
sad.
day by day.
Me on Sunday.
That is what. That is really sad, man. A heart failure. That is sad.
And it was the first time he ever said this to me, and I could hear it in his voice. He said, you know, Mike, he was like, so, he was like, you know, I'm scared. I'd never heard his voice say that.
Kimbo was admitted to the intensive care unit and put on a ventilator. He needed a heart transplant. However, his unstable condition made the surgery impossible.
I look up in his eye and I'm calling him. I didn't get no answer, but it was like he was looking at me, but he wasn't. When I screamed, I said, he ain't answering me.
Kimbo Slice passed away on June 6th, 2016 at a hospital in Coral Springs. He was 42 years old.
I guess whenever I decide to shave the beard, that's when I
Salad, I'm really new to streaming here on Twitch,
Kimbo
so
Slice
I don't
had
even know how
from the streets of Miami
to do
becoming
some
a
of these
legendary
stuffs,
figure
you
in
know.
MMA. With millions of views online and appearances on some of the world's biggest stages, he made a huge impact on the combat sports industry. As the saying goes, there are athletes and then there are fighters. Kimbo was a fighter to his core, but also a father, son, and friend. The kind of guy you could always count on.
What makes us who we are, to go up, to come down, and get up and keep on fighting. I was designed in some kind of way to win some, to lose some, but more I'm gonna keep coming. I'm gonna keep on fighting. All day. It's hot nigga eat, man.
He's taking his back.
The day is on, the time has come. You battled hard, a war is won. You did your worst, you tried your best. Now it's time to rest. Now it's time.
Now it's time to rest, man, Kimbo. Rest in peace, you know. Mm.